Unmuted.
Dexter, you there?
Hello?
Hop on Skype. I'll call you in a second. Do you guys know, like, the part of the movie you just know where it's about to be, like, you know, something's just about to, it's like, you're about to watch the train wreck happen, you know, like that movie Unstoppable. I don't know, it's just kind of the vibe that I got, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Alright, so, we're going to go ahead and start the YouTube highlight from right here. I'll get it uploaded, and, you know, we'll take it from there. So, again, welcome. It's Friday. It's our special guest interview. This week we're interviewing Dexter. He is a hunter in Blood Legion, as I'm sure most of you all know. And we will, you know, be going over just different aspects of the game with him and things like that. So, I'm going to go ahead and get him a call, get him called up on Skype. And then we'll get this going. All right.
Unmuted and unmuted.
There, I added you on. I put my Skype in Mumble. I don't have you on Skype. I don't think. Dexter,
Sup, yo?
add me. Let's go.
I did add you.
Alright.
It says, hi, Riggins Bear.
All right.
I'd
I'm
like
calling you. Hang on. All right, here we go. Oh my fucking god. All right, I'm gonna go to give him a call.
Oh my god, my iPad is ringing.
What? I can't even see you.
Do you want to see me?
Yeah, you gotta turn the cam on, dude. That's the whole point.
God.
What the hell is your
Choose
Skype pic supposed to be anyway?
Can't use video, another program is using that?
Oh, are you streaming?
Maybe?
Oh yeah, you can't do both. Whatever, it's fine without video.
Hold on.
What? You have to remove your webcam from the XSplit display, and then you can do this. But if you're streaming, you can. We'll just do audio.
I did.
Okay, hang on. Okay, I can.
Oh, there I am. Hey, look at me, I'm beautiful.
I don't see
Oh,
you
since
yet.
we're on Skype, I can get naked. You gonna Skype me later for a good time?
No. I can't see you yet. What are you doing?
Undressing?
No.
Wait till you see what pops up in your screen any minute.
Oh my god.
I can see me. I don't know why
Let me
you
just
can't.
recall you. Hang on. Oh, there you are.
You found me?
I guess. Okay.
God, I'm fucking beautiful, ain't I? Oh, hello. Today's interview is brought to you by Racer 5 Beer IPA from Beer Republic, California. Such a great beer. Cheers, everyone. I do my own commercials, by the way. We don't need to run them shits. I'll
Okay.
just run them for you.
Alright.
Are you ready? He can't even do it.
No. Alright. Let's go. Okay. So, the way these usually work, meaning, you know, the past 5 people that I've had on here, kind of things that we go over, anything from just general topics about yourself. Get to people to know you a bit more. I know a lot of people probably already know a little bit more about you than the normal guild member that we have on here, or average guild member, I should say. But let's go ahead and start with you introducing yourself to the stream, letting them know your name, where you're from, and just a little bit about your rating history and background and things like that.
Hello, everybody. My name is Trolley. I come from a guild called Huge in Japan. I play a paladin. Oh, wait. That's not me. Hold on. Let's restart that. No, I'm Dexter, the Hunter in Blood Legion. Blood Legion! From San Diego, California. And I've been playing for like 5 years. My glasses are fogging up. I don't know if you can see that.
From what? Just out of curiosity.
They're fogging up because I'm kind of excited.
Okay. So have you always played a hunter? Like, was that the only character you played? Like, I know you played for a while, but
literally the first two. That hunter that I'm playing on now is the tune that I like logged into the game with and just clicked on and picked.
With the initial name, that was your initial name as well?
No.
What was your first? What was your
initial name? Was Animal, and I played on Echo Isles server, and I was there for like a month or two, or something, and then I transferred to Juggernaut, like literally 2 months after starting the game.
Which was wait, what was the day that you started? What year?
I don't know. How do I find that out?
Well,
Like
I mean,
06?
what
When did the game come
content?
out?
Yeah, that was like '06, I think.
I started like 3 months before, 3 or 4 months before Wrath hit. I mean, before TBC hit.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, what the fuck? Okay,
I was in vanilla. I leveled to 60 and didn't do almost any vanilla content.
So you got involved raiding what in Karazhan?
Whatever the beginning of TBC was, I raided with Juggernaut all through TBC.
Yeah, so like Karazhan, Mag, Groll, SSC and TK and stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so why did you end up joining Juggernaut? Like I guess what I'm saying is like how did the path lead you end up getting in, or lead you to Blood Legion more or less? Like how did that go down?
Well, I was in Juggernaut for like 2 years or a year and a half, and then I was part of the whole Juggernaut, we're gonna disband our guild and move to, Mal'Ganis because we want to be on a PvP server kind of phenomena that took place. And right as that took place, I went over there, I bought a character because I was too lazy to re-level, and as soon as we did that, they opened up transfers, like from PvE to PvP.
Right.
Literally, maybe 3 weeks after Juggernaut made this huge move. A couple of other guilds made the move with us. It was like a huge thing on EJ forums, and then, so when that happened and they opened up the transfers, I just said, screw this, I want my hunter back. I'm just going to transfer. But I wasn't going to transfer to Mal'Ganis because Sebadai, the guild leader, was going to be a hunter, and that was going to be annoying as hell. So I just bailed on Juggernaut and joined Ascent. And then I was in Ascent for like a couple of years, year and a half or something, and then and that's when I met like Nootos and
Justin,
Ratsuj, and Drethus, Jujus, whatever that rogue was, and like a few other people. And then that guild kind of was having tons of issues, especially since people were leaving like crazy. So Nootos and Jujus were like, yo man, you should just come over to Blood Legion. We have like a girl hunter. And
I didn't even know about that. Who was
anyone can beat the girl hunter. She's only in the guild because she has boobs and is dating some Death Knight. So I was like, alright, whatever. So I met Lollipop at BlizzCon like that year. and she had told me and Justin we could get in the guild anytime we wanted. So
Wait, who was the chick hunter? I actually wasn't familiar with that story. I didn't know there was a chick hunter in the guild.
Ryushu, that's her name. Eric got it.
Was that
So
Zonker's girlfriend or something?
no, some DK.
Oh, yeah.
She was their only hunter at the time, so I came over, and she was gone during my trial, literally. I don't think she came back. I was like ratting her out during the trial. She was like padding like crazy and doing dumb shit, and I was like, this chick sucks. So
you're making enemies from day one.
oh yeah, I make enemies wherever I go.
Oh,
And then I was pretty much the only hunter for like a couple of years. The hunters come and go.
so okay, that's how you ended up joining Blood Lich. I'm guessing because Justin and Notos and them kind
Well,
of got
Justin
you.
wasn't here. I brought Justin over, but he was pretty much done with the game at that point.
Wait,
he
what
could-
do you mean you brought him over? You taught him into it or something?
Yeah, he was living with me.
Oh, during that.
He was
whole,
living with me when I left his guild and joined Blood Legion, which created some drama.
How did that go over?
He was there when I joined Blood Legion, and then we killed me and Eric, and them all got that world first Lich King. Oh my god! And he was like in the other guild, and he was so upset, and he was like, "This is what I want to be in." So I kind of talked him into coming over after that. I was like, "Dude, you just need to leave Ascent. The guild is dead, and just come over here."
That's pretty interesting. So it didn't take much, or was that really all he needed to hear to switch, or what?
No, it took a lot. It was, I mean, Ascent was his baby. I mean, he put 3 years of his life into that guild, and that was his, like, you know, his baby. It took a lot to talk him into coming over. It took, like, 2 months.
Well, okay, kind of moving on from that, just looking at, I mean, how long have you been in Blood Legion?
2.5 years.
Okay, so just kind of go over like some of the changes that you've seen take place, and I don't know, just talk about your time in the guild so far, like some of the things that you enjoy about it or whatnot.
The changes? Oh. I don't know. When I first joined, it was, I think, Uldor or TOC. Maybe the end of Uldor. We were really doing like 1 raid a week, obviously, at those times. It was pretty much 1 raid. And we really started, once ICC came out, so when we really started to transition into this much different guild where we started to do all these other raids and started leveling all sorts of other characters.
Who started that movement, just out of curiosity? Because I know
Eric.
it's something that's been
I
going on
think
in the
Eric
guild.
just wanted lots of legendaries.
So that's why
I
he
don't think
actually...
At first, I don't think it had anything to do with more than us gearing up alts just for fun. It wasn't like we were using them at all. We did it a little in TOC too. We started doing some of the TOC runs, and we were selling, like doing GDKP type things. Yeah, I think Zonker did some alt raids, but Eric really got it going in ICC and started doing like 6 runs a week.
how many Shadow Morts
we-
did he end up with? I didn't know he was doing that to get it on all his alts.
I think Eric had like 4. How many, Eric? How many legendary things did you make in ICC? 3. He made them all at once too. Like he had all 3 of his characters gaining them at one time, and like they all got them like one within a week of the other.
So,
So kind of
that's-
transitioned to that. It was kind of fun, but it was still super, super casual. I mean, alts weren't really a big thing. Of course, at the end of ICC, we had all these alts, and we decided to try and run, the split raid and get, double up on the mounts. And that's where we decided to do that and utilize the actual alts that we had been kind of gearing up. And that's where it sort of became like, the point where we transitioned into hey, we can do split raids and get twice as much gear or twice as much, mounts. And it was really just kind of, I think, for the mounts more than it was for the gear at that point. Obviously, we were selling mounts for gold and stuff like that, so it was more still for that point. until probably until we started doing it in Firelands. That's where it really became big, right? I don't even think we did it that big in
Well, during Tier 11, we had to fight the
uh,
Rift battle as well as, you know, the
we had the Rift battle, but also I don't think Tier 11 was that much of a like
alt-friendly
race.
environment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the content just wasn't the same as the last two raids have been, where we've been able to utilize that. But we did it much more in Firelands, obviously.
So, well, for the people that don't know that are watching the stream, just go over the different characters that you play in the raids that we do now. Like which ones you use.
Mostly, the ones I enjoy now are both my hunters and my ret paladin, because that one's kind of easy too. I don't enjoy the mage as much as I thought I was going to. I completely got rid of my warlock because I'm just terrible at it. I have my druid. I like it, but I don't like playing it because of affinity. So he's pretty much pushed me away from my druid completely, even though my druid was always my second, like my second main, or whatever you call it, my favorite alt. Now my favorite alt's become my other hunter. Because I don't have to put any effort into learning it, and I don't have to listen to affinity.
Mm. So I noticed the naming scheme on your alts is, Dexter, Walter, Sheldon. Just how did you come about that naming scheme? Because I know you said your first hunter was named Animal. So
It was
how did
Animal, then when I transferred to Juggernaut, it was named Ranged, which drove everyone nuts.
Why is
Because
that?
I thought it was funny that my character was named Ranged, and every time they would say Ranged go here or Ranged go there, they were talking to the Ranged DPS. And it would just fuck with Mumble all night long. So, and I kept it ranged all the way through Ascent also, and then when I got here, I changed my name to Joystick because there weren't any names available on Illidan, and then I kept that for a couple weeks maybe, and I just randomly was like, man, I want a better name, and I'm like, I wonder if I can get the name Dexter because I was watching the show and I really liked it and I was hooked on the show. So I messaged a GM and asked for the name Dexter, and then once I got that name, I changed all my characters' names to show names. I was like, I like the show name scheme, So I changed my druid to Morgan, Dexter Morgan, obviously, and then Walter is from Breaking Bad, Sheldon's from Big Bang Theory. I have House, which no one ever sees because that's my warrior. He's only 50. But I have House. I have Bones, which is my warlock, which is the show Bones. Because I like that show. And then I have...
What's your pally's name?
My paladin's name is Nikita, because that's my only girl character. And the girl show that I enjoy is Nikita on CW, because that girl is ridiculously hot.
It's pretty clever.
So I have all the show names. I don't like weird character names.
Right. So, just kind of going along with the, things that it's just personal favorites within the game. Like if you had to pick your favorite tier to this point through rating, which one would it be? Like as far as mechanics and things like that, not necessarily.
It's always going to be Old War, but everyone says that.
Yeah.
But you can't really beat it.
What's your?
I mean,
why is
you
that for you?
can't. Because I liked the fact that there were different levels. If you got stuck and you couldn't beat, Freya with a bunch of ads or whatever, you could scale it down and you could work your way to that level. You could start with Freya with 1 tree, then work your way to Freya with 2 tree the next week once you got good at it. And it just was I liked the way that everything kind of seemed to scale, and there were a lot of fights in there that were like that you could play with that kind of thing with. I just think it was, each week you could kind of, it wasn't as linear as some of the other dungeons are now.
Right.
So, you could kind of pick the ones you wanted to go for and work at that week. And I also don't think, I don't think you had to kill every boss on Heroic to get, to get to it, the end boss on Heroic. Like I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
you
you
could
could
do
do.
Yogg Zero or Yogg.
You
Yeah,
could,
yeah, you
yeah,
could do
you
it
could
without
work
it.
on
Yeah,
Yogg even if you failed, Freya for the week or whatever. I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Or
I don't
no,
remember.
like I forget how it worked, but it wasn't quite as stringent as it is now.
Okay, so if that's your favorite tier as far as
And
difficulty,
then obviously there was the Algalon thing. That was amazing.
what was your favorite fight within the instance of Voldemort?
um,
If you can't pick just one, even just a couple.
probably I don't know. Mm, probably Yogg, I guess.
That's pretty. What, zero? Yogg Zero?
Yeah, I liked it.
Were you responsible for taunting out the ads?
I was.
Did you ever mess that up? Just curious.
Of course. It was
Oh,
really hard to successfully pull off with three people trying to pull ads out and not pulling each other's ads.
yeah.
And it created a lot of drama, but once you did it right, it was amazing.
What did Who were you doing it
Worked.
with? Other hunters, or did you guys have?
It was me, another hunter. In a sense, it was me and another hunter. I forget what his name was, and a druid, Ryu. The druid Ryu that's in Vigil now. So he would pull straight out, and I would go right, and like the other hunter would go left.
Yeah. Um, Moving on from
But
like,
I liked the whole fight. I thought it was a cool fight.
yeah, the insanity portion and all that, their sanity and all that. Yeah, I liked it too. I don't know. I'd probably go with Algalon being my favorite fight in Old War though. I don't know why. I just like the
But
vibe.
Algon's like just a tank. I mean, as far as the DPS go, at least for me as a hunter, it was almost like a tank and spank. You just stood there as a hunter, pew 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 pew, get in a hole, pew 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 pew, get in a hole, pew 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 pew, get in a hole. I mean, it wasn't.
Did
There
you
wasn't
not
a
do
lot.
stars? Usually put hunters on collapsing
No,
stars.
the mages always did stars. They have better control of their abilities. I mean, mages are always good for killing stuff like that with arcane or whatever because they know exactly how much damage they're gonna do, pretty much. I think Zonker did it in this guild, right? Ataxis? Or Zonker did it.
That probably sounds like something Zonker would do. Well, moving on from Old War, so if that was your favorite tier as far as rating goes, what would be your like overall throughout the whole game if you had to pick one or two fights that stand out the most, from any of the tiers, tier 1 through 13 now?
Um, God, I don't know. There were so many that were kind of cool. I liked Vashir because I liked the fact that you like threw the ball and stuff. It was entertaining. Like there was lots of stuff to do. Everybody was responsible for like sides and stuff. That was entertaining. Kill Jaden was amazing with the dragons and stuff. I thought that was really cool.
You were the center Juggernaut when you did KJ.
KJ was Juggernaut. We were like on the cusp of being like, I mean, we got it to like 20% before they disbanded. We got KJ to 20% we were going to be one of the top 10 kills easy and disbanded.
Why did they end up disbanding?
Because he was just, Sebedice, pretty angry. He's an angry raid leader, like angrier than you. People think you're absurd. He's like insane. He is insane. That man is just crazy. And
You know if he still raids, or just did he end up quitting
I
altogether?
think Juggernaut quit completely. They're
No, I
gone.
mean him specifically.
I don't think he raids anymore.
Yeah.
But
So-
I think like Muru killed a lot of guilds. We survived it, like we killed Muru, like within World 15th or so, and then the second week it was really I'm not even sure we killed it the second week because I think what the issue was like we killed Muru, worked on KJ, got him down to like 20%, and then the second week I think we had trouble on Muru getting the right classes to show up to raid and stuff like that, or getting people to play well, and I think that's what killed it. everyone says like Moo is their like favorite encounter, but like if you look back on it, like or that it was that hard, it was just tuned really tightly. Like there's many encounters that we do nowadays that are tuned exactly the same. I just don't think we had the same tools in game that we do now.
Like
I
what?
think
What do you
if you
mean?
had the same tools as far as like all the power auras and all the fucking annoying shit and the mumble and like we had obviously we had vent back then, but like I just don't feel like I think if you took that very same encounter and did it now, people would kill it much faster than they would have
Yeah.
back then. Just I feel like
Well, more abilities and stuff too. Like,
right,
yeah.
everyone has cleave now. Like everything kind of changed. Like it, even tightly tuned encounters now, like Ultraxium when we first did it, was really tightly tuned, I would say, but we beat it in a night or whatever it took us, as opposed to like 10 weeks or whatever it took for Muru, even though it was just the same thing. You were just killing something that was really tightly tuned, but you're able to pull it off much faster now just because I feel like there's a lot more tools out there.
Yeah, no, I agree, and definitely, I think more than anything, just the additional abilities that every class has. Because I mean, going back looking on it from a tank perspective, you didn't have nearly the cooldowns to help out. You were kind of at the mercy of just hopefully being healed through the damage a lot of the times instead of other things. But I don't know. Moving on from that, I mean, like, what about as far as? I mean, you played your hunter for all these fights that you're talking about, right? During progression, it's
Yeah,
always been your hunter.
I've always played my hunter. Luckily, since I've been raiding since I first joined Juggernaut, I've never been not in on a kill somehow.
Were you in on the initial Traxian kill?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I suckered my way into that.
Because I remember you definitely got mad because you
You
were
sat me
messing.
one night, and I was really mad, and I said to you, I mean, I'm keeping up with the Warlocks, and they fucked hunters this tier at the start of the tier. We were really in a bad place, but still, I mean, I don't know. I'm different than a lot of people are in this game. I mean, yeah, I want to be world first. Everyone wants to be world first, but like you want to the people that have helped you get there, it sucks to always have to class stack or sit them. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like it's not really worth it. Like, do you always want to kick people to the wayside? Like, do you want to be that team, that always has to just like kick people away? Yeah.
Well, I think it more comes down to that's why you want to have the alts. That way you don't have to really do that to people more so than just be like, hey, get on this other character because it's better. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I guess that's what was going to lead into the next question is kind of what do you think about hunters this tier in specific? Like, how do you feel that they have worked in Dragon Soul? What fights are some of their strengths and what fights are not so much?
Well, I think that th- that they make the mistake of listening to the majority of the community who or whatever and think hunters are fine at the beginning of a tier, but what happens is they know that we don't scale very well, and like we only scale with a bow, or we don't even scale, we just get a bow and we win. So they gave the 10% attack power to like all the melee classes, and they gave staffs to all the ranged classes, and then they were like, well, hunters are okay right now. But we weren't going to go anywhere. We had nowhere to go. We had nowhere to gain DPS from at that point. We were just there. And everyone else was going to just slowly gain more DPS through the beginning of the tier, even with like little pieces of gear or anything. They were just slowly going to, and I was just going to stay flatline and be like, up. And by the time we got to Atraxian, I hadn't even gained 100 DPS while everyone else gained maybe 500 or 1,000. And we just all kind of stayed, just there. Because the only way we're going to gain DPS is off the bow, which is off the last freaking encounter in the instance. So, I mean, and the reason behind that is, Ghostcrawler and them, they don't look at the numbers and go, well, we should look at the top 2% and go, well, these guilds are leaving Shaman out. There must be a reason they're not using Shaman. And instead of them looking at that, they go, well, the rest of the community loves Shaman, so they're good, or loves Hunters, so they're good. Instead of going, we should probably look at the top 2% and wonder, why are Hunters not being used right now? So, I don't know. But now, obviously, we're like top DPS. Well, not top, but I mean like we're
Well, that was from
up.
the most recent buff, though, right? You guys got a
What's that?
buff recently to do that? What did they
Yeah,
buff? Yeah.
that's the first of the patch. They're like, oh well, here's we'll fix explosive shot and we'll make Black Arrow tick twice as much, so you get more explosive shots.
So, I mean, what are some of the things that you think that they could adjust on a hunter, like in Miss, or some of the things that you're looking forward to that you hope they change about the class?
Well, the no, that 5 yard shit, whatever you want to call that. I
Dead
can't think of
zone?
the no. Yeah, the no dead zone's gonna be huge. If they take away our melee weapon, that'll be fine. I'm fine with that. But I think like they're gonna need to do the same thing, and this happens every tier or every expansion. We come out of the gate, hunters go crazy. They're always top DPS. Beginning of tier 11, we were really high. Like all through tier 11, I was like super high on DPS, like first or second, because at the start, all we need is a bow, and we're freaking, I get the heroic bow from even a 5-man, and I'm raping DPS while everybody else needs tons of gear to rape DPS. So what happens, and if they do the same thing in MOP, they're going to let us go crazy out of the gate, and then we're just going to flatline again. We're just going to sit there and not gain anything, because like I can do the same DPS like I've shown with one hunter, with no epic gems, half my gear is like 384, whatever. If I get a 416 bow, I'll do practically the same DPS as I can in my full best and slot hunter, because all I need is the fucking bow, And that's what happens at the beginning of every tier. They just screw us and are just like, okay, well, they're great right now, but we go nowhere. We just like stay super flat because so much of it relies on the bow.
Do you think you want them to change it to where it's
not so much. It shouldn't be. Like, we should gain just as much from other shit as
even
other
if that meant nerfing how much you're affected by your weapon?
Sure. I mean, if it all, if like a ring upgrade was huge for me, as huge as it is, I think they need to find a way to make every item as good of an upgrade. So, like, if you're gaining 20 DPS from a ring, you should gain 20 DPS from a bow, or 20 DPS from this. That way, you're not so stuck in, okay, I'm a rogue. If I get 2 amazing daggers, I'm going to rape face. Forget the rest of my gear. I could go fucking naked, throw on some daggers, and just...
Well, weapons should definitely be higher than like a ring, but I see what you're saying. Like, at least have
they shouldn't
some
be
sort
so
of...
much that...
Yeah.
Like, you'll see. Watch when MOP hits. Hunters will come out of the gate, they'll get like a heroic bow or something, and they'll be raping face. And then they'll either get nerfed or, they'll just stop scaling like halfway through the tier. Like, we'll get through the tier and until I get like another bow, I'll just all of a sudden stop when everyone else will start climbing the charts. And you'll see the green guy fall,
So, I know you talk about playing in Miss and things like that. And, I mean, not to, like, I'm 28. Yeah, I know you're older than I am. I mean, just talk about it, like, from a perspective of, I mean, how much longer do you really see yourself playing? I mean, do you think that you're going to be playing for several more X-Packs? Or, I mean, there's always, people always even ask me, like I said, I'm a little bit younger than you are. I mean, how does that really affect you?
I'll play as long as the game is fun. Like, the age thing doesn't really bother me that much. I act like I'm 5 anyway. I mean, I'm sure that my reactions are slower than someone who's 21, obviously. But, like, I don't know. I mean, if they keep it entertaining, I'll play for a while. It's not like... I'm not as entertained by the game anymore. Like, I don't, like, want to log in and fucking stand around and do dumb shit all day like a lot of people do, because the game's been out for 5 years and it's kind of repetitive stuff. I mean, as much fun as doing dailies for 5 straight years is, I'm kind of bored of them.
So with that said, I mean, what's your main drive to keep playing the game? 'Cause, I mean, you've played for a while, and not just WoW. I mean, you've been playing games for... I mean, what did you play before WoW? I know you said EQ and things. I mean, so like, what's
I played
the
EverQuest for like 5 years.
yeah? I mean, do you like the team aspect of it, or do you like the challenge? I mean, what exactly is your motivating
I like
factor?
the team aspect way more than the solo part of it. That's why I don't do a lot of solos content, like dailies and shit, because I just get bored of them really quickly. I do like the team aspect of it. Again, I say the same thing I said earlier. I wish that team meant more in the game than
Comp or something, right?
Right, than what it's transitioned into now. I'd rather play with 25 of my friends and have fun than play with 40 people who you're playing with them because you're only playing because of your
the ranking, yeah. No, that's
right.
But I mean, don't you think that you can
Like,
have
I
the best
enjoy-
from? You can
I
have
wish
the
there was a way to do both at the same time. And Juggernaut was sort of in that place where when they disbanded, where he was like, I only want to play when I'm having fun, and I'm not having fun with you guys. So that's when he left and started the guild again, when he was like, this isn't working. I need 25 people that I can count on and play with. And he didn't have 25 people he could count on or play with. So I kind of feel that way too, where in the perfect world for me, at least, the perfect world of Warcraft would be if we only needed 25 of us, and that was it. And it was the 25 of us that all got along and just played every night, you know?
right.
That's kind of what I enjoy about the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that we.
And I like to have fun, as you know, since I'm always joking around and talking and shit on Humble and stuff. Whereas you're more goal-driven, and I want to have fun with the game at the same time, you know, and I wish that, like, it was easier to have fun at the same time.
Right.
Especially on off nights, like, I love to have fun. I would drunken raid or whatever just because it would be fun. Like, I would, like, all right, so you wiped once, whatever. I mean, or something happened, but it would still be fun, you know? Like, at some point you have to have some fun with it. I'm not going to be drunk when the interview is over, you idiot.
No, I know what you're saying. I think some people are just wired a bit differently.
Like with Eric, when we used to do ICC, we used to have so much fun. We used to joke around all the time, like it was nothing.
Yeah. Well,
but now, obviously, the game has transitioned from that to where we need to utilize all these alts in a completely different manner, you know?
Yep. Well, speaking of which, talking about like having fun and things like that, you know, let's kind of address like the whole BlizzCon thing. I mean, how important do you think BlizzCon and, you know, knowing people from meeting them in real life kind of changes the atmosphere of the guild and things like that? And I bring this up in an interview with you because I know you've been in the guild longer than a lot of people, and you've been to several BlizzCons with the guild and things like that, whereas myself, it's just been the one time. So
for me, it's huge because I like knowing the people I play with. This isn't everyone's opinion, but if I was first or third, and I was first with 25 people I hated, or third with 25 people I enjoyed playing with, I'll take third any day of the week. And there's not a lot of those people left anymore. Everyone's just like, fuck everyone else. I just want to be first. I don't care. And maybe when they go to BlizzCon, they don't give a shit if they meet the people. But I like meeting, and I've met the people in Blood Legion 3 straight years at BlizzCon. And I like meeting everyone and hanging out with them and getting like to know them on a more personal level, so that I know where they really stand and not just their like pseudo internet persona, which is like the asshole on the internet or the wise ass on the internet or whatever they are. Because when you meet them in person, they're like different people, and you also build a better friendship with them, so that you probably have a better understanding of who they are on the internet too.
Right. No, I agree with you. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. Like, this is the first one that I went to, but I think it definitely helped out a lot.
I've been to like 5 in a row. But I live like an hour away, so it's not really fair.
Yeah. Are you disappointed they're not going to have one this year?
Of course, but like if it was up to me, we would be having like we in Juggernaut, again I bring them up, but we used to do Jugathons, and we used to just meet everybody in Vegas. And the reason they did Vegas, which still applies to this day, is Vegas is very cheap to get to. Like, airlines just love to fly people to Vegas, so it's always cheap for people. The hotels are fucking cheap. I mean, come on, they practically comp you hotels when you're there. I mean, so, and you can stuff like 1 billion people in a hotel if you wanted to. There's tons of stuff to do. You can drink wherever you want, and drinking always makes everything funner because everyone gets along easier when they're inebriated. But, like, if it was up to me, we'd be doing our own BlizzCon this year, you know?
Yeah.
Before MOP hits, I think, like, if it was up to me, we'd take, you know, a weekend or, you know, 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend and go to Vegas or something.
Mm-hmm. What about, I know people, we're about to, or here shortly, just take a few questions from some of the people in the stream that are watching and just see what kind of questions that they have for you and let you answer those. But one of the other things I wanted to talk about that people were asking earlier is people wanted you to describe your relationship with Nootos since you came over here.
Oh my God, are you kidding? I've known Nootos for at least 4 years, and he's always been like this. He's up and down. I'm never mean to Nootos ever. I mean, I'm not really mean to anyone, but Chris is just, he's really, I don't know. It's impossible to describe my relationship with Chris. It's like a one-sided relationship where, like, I'm cool with being his friend, and he's like, you're my friend today, but fuck up tomorrow and do something that angers me, and I'm not your friend for the day or the week or until you do something that makes me happy. Where I live life completely different. I start every single day over as if it's, like, the first day. So, like, even if I'm, like, in a fight with somebody, I start the next day, I'm just like, hello, you know? So, I mean, my relationship with him is, like, a roller coaster.
Got it. Okay, I'm going to take a few questions from the stream chat or whatever and let you go over some of those answers here. One that I see right off the bat here is, this one guy says, I just saw it a second ago. Oh, he's asking you what is the best race to go on a hunter for DPS?
I say troll. And I'm not going to go into why or anything, but I believe it's troll. I believe the numbers are there. I believe the way you can use your cooldowns are better. I have a troll hunter and I have an orc hunter. And this week I'm going to remove my vial from my troll hunter and I'm going to put on my matrix and they'll have the identical gear. And I'm going to see which one does better on Ultraxion. And I guarantee it's going to be my troll hunter. I don't think that orc can even touch it. I think the 5% shit that it brings for your pet, 5% of your pet's crappy DPS is nothing.
Okay, this kind of ties into that question here. This one guy says, what do you think of Vile being the biggest single DPS gain for a hunter, considering the way that it's acquired?
I don't believe it's the single greatest DPS gain. I believe that the bow is.
Maybe he means besides a weapon. I would assume that's what he means.
I still believe the bow is. It is, but it's the biggest DPS gain for, I think, Rogue and Feral Druid also.
Yeah.
Is it not? I don't think Diggs has ever said it's not the biggest upgrade for him over any other piece of gear. I mean, I don't know what he means by what do you think. Like, okay, that's the same way. What was that trinket everyone wanted in TBC off Gruul?
Dragon
Spine Trophy. Oh my god, that was a massive upgrade for everyone. That's just the way they always fuck up trinkets. I mean, what do you want? That's what they do with trinkets. They make them ridiculous sometimes.
Okay,
I don't think you can make another piece of gear ridiculous.
Right. Maybe he meant why is it so much of a larger gain compared to previous trinkets? I have no idea. I'm not too up to speed on the DPS scene and things like that. This one guy is wanting to know, were you in Juggernaut before they went to Mal'Ganis?
Yes, I was in Juggernaut the whole time before they went, all through TBC. They went to Mal'Ganis at the end of during Kil'jaeden. That's when we went to Mal'Ganis, and I stayed there for like 2 weeks. And then I left Mal'Ganis and joined Ascent because they allowed server transfers. Or PvE to PvP server transfers.
Right. Okay, and then Seth Lon wants to know what your favorite game is outside of WoW.
I don't really have like a favorite game right now outside of WoW. I'm playing tons of games just for fun. I don't really have one favorite. Actually,
just
Words
2 or 3.
with Friends right now is big to me. I love Words with Friends. I am completely undefeated in Scrabble. I believe I am one of the best Scrabble players in the world. No one knows it yet. Minecraft was tons of fun. Star Wars pissed me off. I love Scrabble and I love cards.
Okay. This one guy here had a pretty good question. He was asking about your exotic pets, and I wanted to kind of go over that. Just I know a lot of people associate you with like spiders because I think you had some spiders and then killed them or something. How did that go?
You mean my exotic pets in real life?
Yeah.
I fucking love exotic pets. As you can see, whoops. Here's my cat collection up there. I have 3 super fine purebred Bengal kittens. I have a
Wait a
Persian
minute,
cat.
like actual what?
Yeah, these are my IRL pets. I mean, these are serious Bengal cats. They're like tigers.
Get out
These
of here. No
cats-
way. Huh? Are you lagging?
No.
Oh, I think you're like lagging for me or something. Wait, so those are actual...
They're
No,
Bengal.
dude. Where did you get those?
I bought them.
Okay, what about your spiders? What about
They are
those?
amazing. I have spiders. They have giant.
No, I don't want to see them. I just wanted to know about... Good God, man. I hate spiders. Holy shit. I mean, how do you play with that shit that close to your computer?
Yeah, it's right
Oh
there.
my God, dude.
Here's the story behind spiders. I'm actually, like you, afraid of spiders. So, I thought, I'm an adventurous person. I'm like, look, I'm scared of heights also. And I'm like, look, how do I get over my fear of spiders? And I was walking around the pet store, buying dog food or something one day, and I walked by